Everyone thinks Elon Musk got rich because of Tesla or SpaceX, but that's not the story. His first million. He made it long before rockets, long before electric cars. It all started with a tiny software company in the 90s. Elon grew up in South Africa, a kid obsessed with technology, computers, code. He was always curious, always building. At 12, he taught himself how to program and sold his first video game. Can you imagine that? 12 years old? Making money from a game he created himself. Most kids were just playing outside. Elon was building a future. Later he moved to Canada, and eventually to the United States, dreaming bigger than most people could even imagine. In 1995, he got accepted into Stanford's PhD program, and then, just 2 days later, he dropped out. Crazy, right? Most people would call that giving up, but Elon didn't see it that way. He saw opportunity. The internet was exploding, and he knew he wanted to be part of it. That opportunity became Zip2, a tiny software company he started with his brother, Kimball. Zip2 helped newspapers go online. Think about that. Back then, newspapers were struggling to survive in a world that was slowly going digital, and Elon had a solution. They started in a tiny office, with barely any money. They worked long nights, coding, pitching, hustling, trying to convince newspapers that this weird idea of going online was the future. Most people probably thought they were crazy, but Elon, he believed it could work. The risks were huge. They had no guarantee. They could have failed and disappeared without a trace, but they didn't. And then, in 1999, something incredible happened. Compaq bought Zip2 for $307 million. Elon personally walked away with $22 million, his first big payday, from a tiny office to millions of dollars. Before most people even knew his name. Now here's the thing. This isn't just about money. It's about mindset. Elon didn't wait for the perfect moment. He didn't play it safe. He solved a real problem. He worked harder than most people could imagine, and he kept going, even when no one was watching, even when it seemed impossible. That's the real lesson from Elon's first success. Start small. Think big. Take action, even when no one believes in you. Focus on solving real problems. And never underestimate the power of persistence. After Zip2, Elon didn't stop. He went on to co-found XCOM, which became PayPal. Then came SpaceX, Tesla, SolarCity. The list goes on. Every step of the way, he was learning, failing, and taking risks. But the first success, that first $22 million that gave him the confidence, the momentum, and the proof that he could actually change the world. So what can we take from this? You don't need to start with a perfect idea. You don't need millions of dollars. You need vision, courage, and the willingness to take action. Solve a real problem. Work hard, keep learning, and don't be afraid to fail. That's how billionaires are made. If you want to know how Elon Musk went from his first million to launching rockets, building Tesla, and changing the world, and how other billionaires made their first breakthroughs, hit subscribe. We're diving into their stories every week. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.